All right, next Corvette modification slash theoretical improvement. I think this is a sure bet. Is MGW short shifter. I don't really think you need a whole heck of a lot shorter shifting on the Corvette. The shift linkage is actually pretty mechanical. I'll show you in a minute what the stock is like. It actually feels really mechanical, really solid. One of my favorite shifting motions or actions of any car that I've had. The shift knob's a little bulky. I haven't really chased looking at aftermarket shift knobs. Most of them are kind of old school, like 8 balls and stuff like that, which I'm not really interested in. But what we are going to do is put the MGW on. Should shorten it a little bit, improve feel a little bit more. I mean, you can just tell just by looking at these things. I mean, it's just a solid, well-engineered piece of equipment where they evolve and they have many different iterations of these shifters for various cars. I'd actually bought one for my GT350, which looked amazing, but it sat on the shelf and I never got around to installing it. So I'm looking forward to getting this in and seeing how it feels and how it performs. So there are 2 separate sections when you get this. I've already unboxed it, but it comes in 2 boxes. You have the option to buy the lower kit or the lower box, or you can use stock. I mean, it's things like $380 or something like that. No BMW tax on this stuff. So it makes sense to me to buy the whole darn kit and start fresh. And so I think what we first need to do, I'm cheating here, I watched all the videos from, George has some really good install videos from MGW showing you precisely how to do this. I'm really pleased that they're one of the few companies I found that make aftermarket parts that have done a good job in videoing the process and really taking you through, not skipping steps. There's no music, there's no weird bull crap going on. They don't even transition, they just show the install from start to finish. But it's very clear that George has done 100 of these things from MGW, and I'm going to do my first one. So my guess is this will give you the regular guy version of the install process versus the guy who's engineered it and done 100 of them or more. So pieces are, this is the lower box kit. I think we reused the shaft from stock. We have some heat shielding, some Dynamatic Stream, which will be to help with vibration, and then you reuse a bunch of stock parts, but the main shifting mechanism, the upper part of the box, is this piece here. So I think what we'll first do is get in the car, start taking it apart, and then we'll start putting in the different various pieces. I watched both the console removal, then I watched the lower box installation, and then I watched the final install of the top piece. So this should go relatively, don't say it, Bryce is rolling his eyes. Don't say that. All right, let's jump in the car and show you what stock looks like and start taking it apart. The headliner, or the sun visor, not headliner, but sun visors came out. Depending on the angle, you can still see a little outline of the warning labels, but in the car, when they're down like this in this tiny little cockpit dark car, they came out really well on both sides. So what I'm waiting for is a new steering wheel, a new shift knob. I mean, you can just see this is completely matted. The only way this happens is it's not even so much from dirt and oils in your hands, it's from cleaning it with the wrong stuff. So something's caked on there. When we pull this off, maybe we'll try to steam it and save it, because there's a good chance that the shift knob I bought is incorrect, but I did buy a new one. This also has, if someone can help me out here, this piece here I've ordered from 2 different places and everybody tells me it's discontinued. There's no freaking way. This has to be available. You must have, what do you think, Bryce? Some sort of old man cell phone mount here? Like an iPhone 5 mount or something? I bet you that's what it is. It clipped, something that clipped on there and fell off all the time. I don't know why you'd need an old man cell phone mount in this car, but I'm sure that's what it was. I haven't cleaned this interior yet, but because I've been waiting for all the new parts to come, new steering wheel, new shift knob boot, a new piece here. You can see how this is all ruined and matted up. Maybe we'll try and steam it and see if we can save it in case the right part doesn't show up. All right, so I think we start with
twisting this off. It's one of these ways. I knew it. Watching the guy do it, it looks so darn easy. And then there's a T20. It's a T20 here. Oh, I guess I'm supposed to show you. Let me show you the stock shift motion. So you can see, I mean, you can hear it. It's pretty darn solid. You know, it's not bad operation at all. I'm also interested to see if there's already a short shifter in here. That would save me a lot of trouble. They recommend in this area of the car not using ratchets and things like that because you don't want too much torque. Now, this part here could have been much more easily removed with the ratchet. Yeah, it'd be fun to try to save this Alcantara, but I don't think the Alcantara in this car is really Alcantara. It's some generic version of cheapo suede. It just has Loctite on there, that's all. A lot of Loctite. Just put that in there. Yep, so that's plastic, so I think we're safe to assume this is stock. There really wasn't anything aftermarket on this car, so. Okay, so now what we do, just set this aside. You're not gonna be able to see this, Bryce. We're gonna take this off. And this is a little T20, or T15, I think. T15, yep. It's a lot more comfortable when you sit in this car without the roof on. The only problem is then the air smacks me in the eyeballs because I'm not 5'3". There we go. So just 1, 2, 3. And there's this little thing that kind of holds it on for mounting. So you can see how discolored and janky, and you can just feel there's something they put on here. You know, it's like a lazy boy. You go buy a couch and you know, a micro suede couch, and they always try to talk you into putting some cheeseburger repellent on it. Well, I don't ever opt for that because I want my couch to feel like a couch, not like a water slide. Let me go get my fancy pry tool. Get something to put screws in. I could get used to this kind of working. Sitting on my rear end. Nice and comfy. All right, so I think this pops up. Somehow this thing pops up. What did he say? I'm gonna have to go watch the video again, am I? We'll pull this off. See, I wanted to do this all at once because I'm gonna need I bought a new one of these to again, who knows what's actually coming. There we go. He said something about very gentle. Now we've got like 100 things to detach from here. I'll try to do it so you can see it, but I think it lifts better this way. It definitely does. So we're just detaching all these plugs. Oops. It's pretty tricky. So pull that out. It's interesting, we got a heat shield on the bottom of the cup holder. I wonder how this, okay, just unclips. Worst case, if I can clean up all that suede, then maybe I could sell it to somebody who wants blue. All right, so we pull this out. All these have to come off. That's off. just to come out. I've been actually dreading this, but I'm watching back the videos. It doesn't look like it's too complicated. As we pull this out. Attach that. Remembering that that goes down the channel. Okay. And then I got a bunch of 10 millimeters to take off. So I'm gonna go get 10. Oh, this clip comes off here. Just 2 little clips. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're gonna do a real nice deep cleaning of all this stuff while we're in here. That's interesting.
Is that a Smarties wrapper?
No, it's just something on the factory piece there. This is gonna be cool. All right, let me get a 10 mil. So I actually bought new door cards and everything. I guess it's better for videos, but what I should have done would have been a lot smarter is just buy like a, there's so many Z06s for sale, I should have just bought one with 5,000 miles on it. But no, I had to have a carbon 65, and I bought the only one that was for sale in the darn country. And this one's certainly got some kind of history to it. This is like an ex-girlfriend. I don't know what, I want to know what went down before I got in there, if you know what I mean. That's this car. But it does make it a little bit more fun to, I wouldn't call it restore it, but to bring it up to my standard. I need to get some stickers that say OG spec, so people can make fun of me more than they already do. So this should lift up and out. That out of there. Those out of there. Okay. We'll blow all this stuff out. Okay, so now we take this boot, which I think we're going to reuse this piece. Yeah, this cover gets reused, I believe. Trying not to fling this funk everywhere, but I don't think I have a choice. Okay, that comes out. This comes off. It looks like there's quite a bit of funk in here.
A little bit of blood.
Grease.
Some Starbucks right there.
Mm-hmm. It's very important you drive around everywhere you go. You got to have liquids, Bryce. Every single place you go, it's very important. So we're gonna end up cutting this. There's a lot of beat upness here. Okay, that's definitely stock. All right, so I think we need to take all this crap apart. Yeah, take this. Oh, wow, it's a lot more open than it looks like in the videos that they made in MGW. So hopefully we can help people add a little value. I don't know. Do I take this off? Oops. Let's take it off and see what happens. We're gonna need to take this all apart anyway. If anything, just the darn look of the engineering of the MGW makes it worth it to me. It looks super clean.
I'll have to keep that boot off so you can just look at it, man.
Yeah, I was thinking about just leaving it like this so I'll get maximum engine noise and heat. I'll never have to turn the heater on, seat heaters. It's a torque tube, bro. I always wanted a torque tube. Don't you wish you had a torque tube in your life?
It sounds like a bad name for a torque wrench.
It's like a bad name for a engineering deficiency. Makes you sound cool. Corvette cool, anyway.
Does sound like a old man.
Yeah, that's an old man.
Old man term.
That's an old man Corvette Mustang term, yeah. Makes you sound intelligent. Kind of like talking about rod bearings when you just talk about I have a 2012 M3. Oh man, yeah, those, I hear they have rod bearing issues. Makes you sound real smart. So I think this locating pin, I don't know if the MGW uses that again, but we'll kind of hold this up next to the MGW version, but it certainly looks a lot more stout. There's all of this. Here's getting replaced. All right, so I need 2 T40s, or take out these 3 T40s, because we're going to reuse the shift shaft. So here's the shift linkage right here. So we detach from the shift linkage, because you can see how it's probably too hard to push, but there's 4th, there's 3rd, and it would move over left or right for others. So let's get back to neutral. Yeah, we'll fix that in a minute. Yeah,
oh, wow. It's easier when you have
leverage.
That leverage at the top and it's mounted.
Yeah, we'll get that fixed in a minute. All right, let me get a T40. Little green Loctite on there. I'm all self-conscious about my ratcheting because people always make fun of me. Just look at how he uses a ratchet. Definitely doesn't know what he's doing. It's not all that untrue. It's my new experiment. I make fun of myself and then just watch the unoriginality of people who use that same thing. They don't even know they're doing it. They think they're being smart. Like the bucket filler video you guys got me in trouble with. One person says something about, oh, nice to see a demo. I've literally made 150 videos of me standing in front of the cabinet talking about a specific product and why. You know, here's why we're doing this. And then there's dozens of other videos showing how later on. And so Bryce and Mike threw me under the bus.
Well, we did have footage, but it turned out better. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, no problem.
People can go watch all the other videos or reuse it.
All right, so how do we get this thing out of here? That's the question. There we go.
It's like a gasket holding it.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a stock box, all aluminum. There's our shift linkage. And then we're going to cover all this stuff up with some Dynamat and heat shielding. So I guess, yeah, we take this piece off. And then we'll be able to remove this out, I guess. Yeah, how does this thing come out? Oh, it just slides right out because the hole's bigger there. All right, let's go on the bench. Gotta show off all the tools, Bryce. $2,000 tool credit when you buy $7,500 worth of cabinets from Obsessed Garage. Just saying. And a screwdriver. Just take the shifting mechanism out. I want to clean up all that stuff before I start installing. Let's just get this off. There we go. So I think he suggests cleaning this all up. Get the grease off of here because we're going to put. Have you seen any supplied grease? Okay, and then this. Crap, I'm gonna have to consult it on video because if I don't think about it, it would have to go this way. Yeah. No, that. Yeah, like this. Oh, it's already pre-greased. I was gonna say they said they supply grease. It's already in there. Even better. Yeah, you're right. It went that way, so. But this is upside down.
Side, if this is.
Right, yeah. So it's like this. Yeah. Okay, so this goes on here. Make sure that's not pinching. Everything lines up nicely. Good. And now this is the lower box bolts. These are the lower box bolts. Looks like they already have lock, whatever on them. He said it doesn't want, yeah, it doesn't want too much torque. Yeah, use the supplied. And so these you're supposed to tighten like a wheel, where you don't tighten any one side down first. And then I think that these threads contact the inside so they don't back out. I can kind of feel it touching. That looks pretty darn high quality, doesn't it? These things just look great. Okay. So, stock box. Actually, it goes like this, doesn't it? Yeah, it sits like that. Stock box versus MGW. Okay, let's go put all our heat shielding and Dynamats. So we're supposed to cut this in half. This is when you know you're a darn amateur, when you're measuring, kind of cut it in half. Okay, but first, I'm gonna go clean up all that crap in there. Probably shouldn't spray it directly on, but I'm going to anyway. Yeah, that's much better. Makes me feel better knowing that my innards are clean. It's gonna make it faster for sure. It's a marvel of engineering. That's what the Corvette guys say on the Corvette Z06 America. I've got to get out of that group. It drives me freaking crazy.
You're in a Corvette group.
Yeah. I don't think they invited me in. I think they snuck in there, yeah. Corvettes of America. Every single person in there. It's like a darn love fest. So we put one piece here, and then we put another piece down the side. It's a little dirty. So first thing we do, we have to wrap it over this little piece here. So I need to cut it down a little bit. And a little bit more. So now, I'll slide in there. You push it as far back as it'll go. There's another little piece of heat shielding or something you can feel it butting up against. And we take and you tuck it in like this. So tuck it down and then wrap over it. It should go like that. And then this other piece, uh-oh. What is that? There's something down here moving around.
Some treasure in there?
Yeah. This one goes down underneath. Not on the side there. Let's see if I can get it up under there. So this goes underneath the torque tube. But there was some little magical piece of treasure down there. Okay. So see it's kind of cupping the torque tube. I like that word. Now I know why everybody says that. So now this piece will go here like this. This is just some heat shielding, and we want to keep it, you want to keep it about a 1/2 inch below this edge. Pull the shift linkage out of the way. Get it down in there. Okay, now this piece will go down the opposite side. Like this. And then I think this goes over top. So I think this has to go down even further. Yes, you want to shove it down as far as you can get it. And this piece goes in here. Like this, okay. All this I think will help with heat, but also sound.
What do they call it? It's like HV, whatever, HVT or something. Harshness, vibration, and something.
NVH.
Oh, yeah.
Noise, vibration, and harshness.
I got it like completely back.
That's the GT350's claim to fame, having issues because of the flat plane. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, let's put our box in. So, this puppy will slide in here. That should go in here. And then slides down like that. Okay. Now we'll just kind of loosely fit this here. I feel like we're butting up against this heat shielding business, but maybe. Yeah, it should be fine. Let's take a little blue Loctite. So we want to put these in, but not tighten it down until we get everything lined up. Where did that little locating pin go? What did I do with that thing? Oh, it's on the stock.
The bracket.
I don't think this one uses a locating pin. That goes there. And then this one we need to line up. So this I think is the tricky part. So he was saying that this should be roughly at the equator.
Because you left off in third, didn't you?
Oh yeah, you're right, didn't I? God dang. Crap, I'm an idiot. Crap. I guess what we'll have to do is just kind of, let's put the screw in and then I'll get it back into neutral somehow.
Oh.
Okay.
So that must
There's
be neutral.
Fourth, neutral, third.
So that must be neutral.
Right there. Okay. There we go. So don't take it out of neutral like I did, just for the fun of it. So now this, what we need to do to line this up, he said, is you want this to be at the center line of that hole. So that should be the center line. And then, how do we do this to where, okay, I see. So we can move this. So first we want to line this up because this doesn't move when it's in neutral. It's in the right spot. So if you line that up and then you want to put the box at the center line of this hole, So now we ought to be able to insert this screw. So you're not supposed to use this, but I'm going to do it anyway. So let's just get it all loose fit in here. I said you don't want these rock tight. It didn't give an exact torque spec, but suggested not using a ratchet. It has Loctite on it, so it shouldn't.
You're supposed to use a T-handle?
Yeah. T-handle, and then get it as tight as you can with a T-handle. That'll keep, they're just telling you to do that so you don't end up tightening it too much. So that looks pretty sharp. I'm gonna go consult the video just to make sure. Dang, that looks sharp though, man. That looks pretty. Yeah, so we did it right, Bryce. So, just going nice, couple of ugga-duggas, nice and tight. You just don't want to strip it out. That's why they recommend not to go too tight. And so, we've aligned it, so you need to have roughly equal distance here. So the cup is nice and smooth, or nice and centered, and the alignment pin is facing upward. So now we should be good to put the top part on.
Good point of reference.
I never saw this thing in any of the videos.
Split right in half.
What's that for?
So once you
It
get
looks
that
like some sort of locating.
in place,
What do you think? Is this to help align that? I think I need to loosen that, put that in, and use that to align.
It's like a guide.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. This will help make sure it's all aligned, right? Put a couple of these in. Is that what these are for, do you think? Some temporary mounting screws. Doesn't say anything about them in the instructions, but this is a little bit newer kit. Yeah, that's got to be what this is for. It's getting this located. And then makes everything nice and straight. And tighten this down, you think? I should probably listen to him.
These two up?
No, because I've got it positionally correct, you know, front to back. You just need to have enough room so that there's enough gap. So that should be correct. And then this just kind of tweaked it a little bit. So let me get a T40T handle so I don't go too tight with this thing.
I feel like you can get just as tight with a T-handle.
No, I think you could probably go a lot tighter with the leverage of that. Okay, I like that. This must be a new thing that's not in the older videos. This alignment tool, or maybe I bought the alignment tool. I don't remember. So now see, it's perfectly aligned. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, next step, let's put the box on. So I think they've made it so that you can take the shifter on a C7. He talks about you don't have an option, but on a C5 you could put the shifter further away from you. So first thing we got to do is put this in place. A little anti-vibration gasket. Click that out of the way. This is already pre-greased. I have a little baggie over it. Slide it in here. Line it up, and then comes with Corvette shifter mounting bolts. There we go. This looks super solid though, man, I'll tell you what. Again, I'm assuming you want to tighten down like you would a wheel, where I'm not just torquing the crap out of one side, and then each corner has a locking Allen to keep these from ever backing out. It's just quality engineered, man. It's the best piece on this car. The wheels are pretty nice too. But, you know, doing these little things, I guess that is the cool part about taking a car that's kind of janky, you can really improve a lot of things to it. It's really hard to improve things on the GT3. Yeah. And these are going to take like 100 turns. I guess you only got to do it once. I like this idea. This is right up my alley. Redundancy. All right. When I go backwards, this is the part where I don't know which way's which. It's the opposite way I was just turning. Shoot. I think we're going to be able to have lunch and knock out the DSC controller, Bryce. I should keep my mouth shut.
Where's that thing even at?
What? Oh, it's right in the fender well. It's a really weird spot. Gee whiz, man.
It's worth it, though. It's worth it.
You say so.
You can't have your shifter flying out while you're doing mad third
Power
to fourth
shifts.
to fifth to sixth, man.
You sound like Ryan. How fast does it go? Look, the speedometer says 220. That's awesome. Like, how do you explain it to a 9-year-old or 8-year-old?
Really
Right.
fast.
But the speedometer says 200. I used to do that when I was a kid. I'd look in every car, see how high the speedometer went up to.
It's like when you get to like the really old Chrysler Pacificas, like those SUV looking things. It's like says 160 on there. You're like, what? No, I don't think so.
That could be your teaching example. Ryan, you know, minivans say they go up to like 200, so. Okay. Boom. Maximum shortness. Okay, now we got to go cut the boot, so we got to go back outside. Because this boot has to be very precise in order to keep all that noise and heat from sneaking in here. Let's go do that. All right, so this I don't believe needs to be cut at all, but I do want to just clean it up here. Man, that stuff. When I first just sprayed some of the P&S interior clean, I'm like, man, I hate that. It smells terrible, but it's really grown on me. I think it smells great. What we have to do is we have to cut along this edge. But I think what a lot of people do is he shows an example where people just kind of cut this out. You need to cut straight along this edge with a nice, fresh, sharp blade. Do I have any square blades anywhere? And I think that's going to be too long. So we don't have the right type of razor blade, so we're going to try to just use this one. You need to get in there and keep it nice and straight. And that hurts. It hurts a lot. Kind of mangled this part. I don't like that. I think we're okay. It's not as precise as I like it to be. I should have gone and gotten a proper razor blade, but I think we'll be okay. Let me clean this off again here. That way, right? Yeah. Okay, so this is where he says, take your time. Work it on here. Doesn't look a whole heck of a lot like what he did. Yeah, they're doing a C6, so it doesn't look the same. I wonder if on the C7, does it just sit there like that? I doubt it, right? So I think this still has to go down below it. Or does it just sit on top? I mean, the way he talks about it, there should be 3 individual bellows. If you can get it in there, it'll be really a nice tight seal, I think. That's good. Now how am I going to get this over here?
feel like
You gotta do the
shifting
other
enough,
side
it's just
first.
gonna loosen itself up, and it'll probably come undone. You won't even know. So.
Wow, that's super stout. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Uh-oh, reverse. It's working out, isn't it? See, I mean, there's just...
Yeah. I think it just sitting on top and pressure fitting just on top of it. I mean, how much more are you going to be able to get with it being tucked? That's just my thought.
You're right, it's just gonna pull out of there. Dang, that's freaking fantastic though. Wow. Okay, so this has to come off. This is where he talks about a lot of people make a mistake, and that they leave these jingling around. It has to go like this. So this goes all the way up top. And then the lock nut, and then this keeps from that piece getting all scratched up. And this has to face the other way. So let's see if I can get another rotation. I don't think I can. So that's gonna have to stay like that. Dang, that's tight. That's sick. All right, what did I do with my 10 millimeter? We have to go back to the bench and clean up all that mess. I already feel better about this, having all this dust and crap out of here. And this puppy goes over top. That's the plan here. I need to cut this too. I think I can just pull it over that. Because I don't talk anything about this thing. So I think, whatever, it's only a freaking Corvette. Nobody cares. Are you a Corvette guy?
No.
Okay. Only Corvette guys care, and I don't care about them.
The wheels are awesome.
Yeah, they look pretty sick, don't they? That's why I'm trying to get all this stuff done. I got to get the new exhaust, the new headers, and then we can fix the, then I can dial in the paint.
Is it still not driving with the headers you put on?
Right, yeah, the steering shaft is contacting the header. So let's make sure, always important to cut things on your leg. That way you cut right through your leg. It's a smart move. Make sure you do that. I mean, this is completely destroying the structural integrity of this entire boot, but it clearly isn't going to fit on without doing this modification. Let's see how that looks. There we go. What do you think? I don't think that's going to interfere, do you? Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay, let's go clean up all that other crap so we can put this back together.